Radio from the Allergy and FreeFrom Show 2014.
I am Peter Stewart, and we're back at the Allergy and FreeFrom Show 2014. It's Europe's largest show of its kind. It's held in the Grand Hall here at London's Olympia, and as you can tell, there are thousands of people here over the course of the 3-day weekend. We've spent our time here speaking to so many of the exhibitors, some of the producers, some of the marketing people to find out more about their products, what they're selling, how they came to market, what their journey's been, how they're going to be developing their products, and most importantly, what they taste like and how you can buy them. So, in the second part of our special programme series, here from the Allergy and FreeFrom Show, let's meet up with some more exhibitors here in London's Olympia.
I'm Annie, and our company is Focaccia per tutti, which means focaccia for everyone.
What was the genesis of the whole idea of the business?
My husband was diagnosed as being celiac, and also my mother. So both of them were always whinging about all the gluten-free products being tasteless, like cardboard. So I thought, right, I've got to do something about this because I love baking. So all my breads are absolutely packed full of flavour, and so that's how it started, really. And also then friends liked it, so I started a business and started selling it locally to local restaurants first, and then to local delis, and it's grown from there.
Brilliant. Okay, well, let's take a look at some of the flavours you got. And this one has caught my eye, this focaccia down here. So again, this is what, about 3 inches across, and they're individually wrapped, aren't they? Which is really convenient. But what about that flavour?
Well, probably the Italians wouldn't agree because it's a sweet focaccia, and it's got orange in it, and almonds, and crunchy sugar bits on the top. And again, this started because breakfast is quite difficult for celiacs because there's not that much that they can have, and it's something different. It freezes really well, so they can take it out, stick it in the oven, and it's ready in 8 minutes in the morning.
And I'm really impressed that these are individually wrapped, because then you can take it on a picnic quite happily. You can literally put it in your pocket, can't you? Because it's all sealed up. It's not going to stain, or there's not going to be fatty residue on your trouser pocket that looks as though you've had an accident.
Yeah, I love it.
So my name's Paul, and I'm the marketing ninja at Kabuto Noodles.
Okay, now noodles are sometimes gluten-free, but not always. So why are noodles different from anyone else's?
So we've actually been around for about 3 years doing ramen noodles, which aren't gluten-free. But a lot of our fans were getting in touch and asking if we could do something that was gluten-free. And it feels like there's a real gap in the world for a complete meal that's gluten-free. You can get the different components, but something you can rely on to just add hot water. It's nice and simple, and have a filling meal that does taste good, full of quality ingredients. Nothing artificial. There are no additives. Rice noodles with chicken have chicken in them. They're all real quality, so it seems to be working really well.
So this is in place of the pot noodle kind of opportunity, isn't it? Maybe at lunchtime in the office, or if you're out on the road, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of people who say they just keep them in their desk at work for the days where they don't have time to make lunch, or maybe you're working late. You have something you can rely on that's not going to go off. It sits there for a few months quite happily, and you can just quickly add hot water and have a hot, tasty meal in a couple of minutes.
Okay, so specifically these are rice noodles. That's really the difference, isn't it?
Yep, so these are rice noodles, so it's completely free from gluten, wheat. Yeah.
But not free from flavour. What are the flavours?
So we have 2 flavours in our rice noodle range at the moment. We've got rice noodles with chicken and rice noodles with miso, and the miso one is vegetarian as well.
Hello, Peter. My name's David Ware. I'm the owner-director of Green's Gluten-Free Beers.
Now, David, we spoke at the Allergy and FreeFrom Show in Liverpool. What was that, last October?
Indeed it was, yes. Seems only yesterday. It's been a very crammed and eventful 6 months since then, or is it 9 months? Sorry.
And I'm looking at your big poster behind the pop-up sign, and you seem to have more bottles on there now. You've extended your range.
Yes, we have. We're delighted to be able to say that IPA, our Indie Pale Ale, which a lot of people were waiting for, is now up and running and available online. We are trying to get retailers also to stock the beer, but no, so far so good.
Now, we've got different kinds of beers, obviously, as you can imagine. We've got 3, 6, 7, 8 different types. Now, some of these have got what you're calling gluten-free beer, and other ones are naturally gluten-free. So let's talk about the gluten-free beers first of all. Why are they called... Well, what's the difference? What is a gluten-free beer?
Yeah, Greens brew gluten-free beer 2 ways. So a gluten-free beer, a conventional beer, is made from barley malt or from wheat, which contains gluten proteins. There is a process whereby you can remove the gluten from a conventional beer, commonly called deglutenization.
That's a nice word. It's a bit of a mouthful.
Bit of a mouthful, but that's what it is. But Green started their life brewing naturally gluten-free beers. In fact, we're the first in Europe to be a producer of gluten-free beer. And these are produced from sorghum, millet, buckwheat and brown rice, which are in fact a type of grass. And where barley or wheat cannot be grown in hot countries in Central Africa, they brew with sorghum.
So the difference is these are beers which never had gluten in the first place?
Never had gluten. These are raw materials which never had gluten in the first place. And we now have a brewery dedicated to pure and a dedicated area to brewing gluten-free beer. So to avoid any danger of cross-contamination and the like.
So it's the Allergy and FreeFrom Show 2014 at London's Olympia, and we caught up with an old friend. It's Sally from Feel Free Foods. Hi, Sally.
Hi, how are you?
So how's it gone here today? So it's nearing the end of the first day out of 3.
Yeah, it's gone very well. It's been very busy this morning, and it's starting to slow down a little now, but we've had good response to the products that we've brought, so we're pleased.
And also some of your new products as well, because as you were telling me on the programme a couple of 3 months ago, you've kind of got 2 separate kind of brands for your products now, haven't you?
Yeah, what we've done is we've had a brand that a range that we've internally referred to as our indulgence range since, well, it was our first ever product launch. So now we've branded it as the indulgence range, and changed the packaging, and it's now our premium range, and we've brought another range of pies and savoury products in to come as a standard range. So it caters for those that want to spend a little bit more and those that have got a lower budget.
Excellent. And you've got a couple of other things here which are new to your range as well, which I haven't seen before, which I think you hinted about previously when we spoke. So reveal all, and then we'll come to the pièce de résistance right at the end.
Okay, so we've launched 3 types of granola and 3 types of granola bars, but different in a way that they're oat-free, because we appreciate, and the feedback from our consumers has said that a lot of people are intolerant to oats. So we have put nuts in them, so we've kind of gone against another grain, but to give it substance and texture, we've taken the oats out and put the nuts in. So again, yeah, they're going down really well. The granola bars are all dairy-free as well, so an added bonus.
And what are the flavours?
So we've got fruit and nut granola, we've got honey and nut granola and strawberry and almond, and then on the granola bars, chocolate chip, blueberry and a mixed fruit.
So that's fantastic. And are any of those the ones that don't melt in your pocket? I mean, the mixed fruit, or do they all have chocolate? How does that work?
Only the chocolate has chocolate on. The mixed fruit, they've got a rice and millet combination with mixed fruit, so yeah, they'll hold well in your pocket.
And you've brought out something else which no one else is doing. Reveal all.
Well, it's not quite out yet. It'll be out in about September, but it's a gluten and wheat-free donut.
Wow, so a ring donut that's gluten-free.
Well, we're hoping to do ring and jam, so yeah, we'll do our best to get them both launched, yeah.
Okay, so your eyes have lit up. This looks as though it's been a while in the making.
It's taken a long time to get it right, because we've had requests to do it dairy-free and egg-free as well, but to get it just right and to get it to a taste that is like that melt in your moment, that sort of Homer Simpson, it's had to be with just gluten and wheat-free, but we'll carry on working on it. But the feedback from the tasters we've done today has been immense. It's been...
And to make it clear, this isn't a mix like you do sell other mixes. I can see behind you the sage and nothing stuffing mix and the bread mix and the cake mixes and so on, but this is, you've already done the hard work.
Yeah, it'll be ready-made, and we'll be selling them frozen, so hopefully we'll be able to get some retailers buying on that, and we'll get listings. We'll just have to see.
This is just I suppose you could say a G-free taster of some of the interviews that we've done at the Allergy and FreeFrom Show 2014. The full interviews can be heard in subsequent weeks and months in future episodes then of the G-free radio show.
Hi, my name's Tin, and I'm from a company called the Good Health Box. I'm one of the co-founders. My partner's called Chin. and we're a northwest London-based healthy snacks company.
Okay, now this is a little bit different. You know, the whole theme of what we're doing today, speaking to various exhibitors here at the Allergy and FreeFrom Show, is talking to them about things which are slightly different, maybe different foods. You've got a completely different concept, so all I can see around is cardboard boxes. So what's the deal there? I'm not going to eat a cardboard box.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You're not going to buy a cardboard box. So what we decided, we were both working in the city, and we both got pressure jobs, and my partner is a pharmacist working for the NHS, and he was going into the vending machine, as was I, when I was dipping in and out of Kit Kat bars and Mars bars and things like that. And we thought, wouldn't it be nice just to have a health box sitting on or a healthy snacks box sitting on our desk, and it's got healthy snacks in it. So we started playing around with the idea, and Good Health Box was born. So essentially it's a box which comes in two sizes, either 10 snacks or 20 snacks, and you can either subscribe or you can buy one-off boxes or whichever model you want, really. And essentially we'll send you the boxes to your office, to your home, to your workplace, anywhere you want, whenever you want, with healthy snacks in there. And the snacks vary from protein snacks all the way to protein vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, health snacks. And then we've also got planned to have a very healthy naughty chocolate box coming online soon as well.
I've seen some of these really rich chocolates, which are actually quite good for you, aren't they? Yeah, but they are quite naughty as well.
Yeah, so we've had a request. People are seeing the benefits of sort of 90% chocolate bars. Cadbury's won't make it in there, unfortunately, but there will be some very nice brands from all around the world, and we've got a lot of American products in there and a lot of products from the Far East and from all over the place, and it will be very sort of healthy chocolate.
Hi there, I'm Tony McLaughlin. I'm the Managing Director of Delicious Alchemy Limited. We're a small company focused on gluten-free products based in Sheffield, and we're here today to increase the awareness of our products.
And so what are your... Oh, by the way, it's a fantastic name. I mean, it's got everything there. I mean, it's delicious and alchemy.
And it's gluten-free magic.
It is. That's what it is, isn't it? A really strong branding as well. I love your really summery look with the bold red, orange, white, yellow stripes down the pack.
Yeah, we rebranded just this year, in April this year. So this was after several months of research and looking into what would work. We wanted to look contemporary. We want to look modern. What we want is the product to look like you want to taste it, okay, rather than it looking medicinal and you have to have it because you suffer from a gluten intolerance. Whereas actually our products look like anybody would want to buy them, and they also taste terrific too.
Well, sometimes we do suffer as celiacs, but you're here to help us through that particular problem. And so what have you got here on the range? What are you most proud of?
Okay, the biggest sellers today have definitely been the vanilla sponge mix and the brownie mix, both of which are really easy to make a cake, a sponge cake, or 12 cupcakes. And the brownies themselves make about 8 inch, and everybody has been saying they can't believe they're gluten-free because they are excellent products. The sponge is really light, the brownies are really chocolatey. And we've been really, really pleased with the response.
So I'm Samuel Benjamin, brand manager for No G. No G is our gluten-free savoury pastry range, and we're produced and baked in Nottingham, and we retail into Whole Foods, Selfridges currently.
Wow, there's some really nice names there. You have to excuse us when you're listening to this, guys, because we're right next to the Sainsbury's stand, where one of our friends, Christine Bailey, who's been on the show before, is doing a cookery demo. So we'll try and battle against her. But if we move round here, Sam, to some of the things that you've got here. I mean, I've just tried one of your little mini quiches that you've got going. Definitely. That's really nice.
Yeah, it's part of our new launch for July. So it's part of our kind of summer picnic range, so kind of finger food, picnic canapes. So if you're having a party during the summer, they're kind of an ideal thing to serve for celiacs or anyone with a gluten-free or gluten intolerant.
They're just pop in the mouth, aren't they?
Yeah, dead easy. Yeah, in a little muffin wrapper. So throw away the wrapper and pop in a little quiche bite.
And how do they come? They come in a box of several?
Yeah, they come in a pack of 12. So it's they retail around about £4, so $3.99 for 12 of them. So it's a bargain, really, compared to the majority of gluten-free stuff out there in the market.
And let's take a look at these. Are your individual pies? So these are about 3 inches across, aren't they?
Yeah,
You've got a variety.
They're all 3-inch individual pies. We've got a couple of sweet and savoury options. We've got a slow-cooked steak and mushroom pie. We've got a vegetable open-top pie, and then we've got our sweet desserts, which are dark chocolate and morella cherry tart, and an upside-down blueberry cheesecake.
Wow, and how have they been going down?
Yeah, really well. The blueberry cheesecakes are bestseller across the range, and everyone loves a pie, so they go down really well.
David Ledbeater, and I'm the National Sales Manager for 10 Acre Crisps.
Okay, now 10 Acre Crisps, this is not something I've heard of before, so tell me a little bit about your company.
We're only 7 months old. We launched in January of this year. We did a major launch at the Food X exhibition in March, and each day is long and fulfilling. There's not enough hours in a day, there's not enough days in a week. We're on an incredible development, really. We're on a journey. The more shows we do, the more people we meet. Everybody loves the crisps. We can't believe we can find vegan cheese and onion crisps, and there's a genuine delight about the whole atmosphere about the brand and what we're doing. Everything's gluten-free, dairy-free, MSG-free, vegan registered. They're even halal and kosher certified. So.
Oh, you're ticking all the boxes there.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you mentioned the word brand there, and just coming around the corner, your brand is really fantastic. I love the way you're all dressed out in kind of traditional kind of farmers' gear and uniform. The backdrop is all fields and the country scene with the 10 Acre logo in a cloud. Your crisps coming in the wicker hampers and so on. Even your carpet down here is like grass. You've done really well.
Absolutely. Well, it's the whole essence of 10 Acre. It's an aspirational thing. You know, when you sit back and enjoy a bag of crisps, perhaps you want to be in the countryside, and that's what we're trying to develop.
And the second of our very special series on G3 Radio from the Allergy and FreeFrom Show at London's Olympia. It's the largest show of its kind anywhere in Europe. More than 200 different exhibitors here showing off, well, so many different products. Now, some of the big names we've spoken to in the past. So this year what we're trying to do is to speak to some of the smaller companies, some of the ones which are bringing something a little bit different to the market. And if you heard our show last week, you'll know the kinds of products that we're talking about. Maybe there's some delicious focaccia breads, or some really different cereals, or something to eat at breakfast time, or maybe something to put it in a picnic lunchbox. There are so many different innovative designs of products, different ingredients going into products, different companies setting up. Some of them are, into supermarkets or into whole food stores around the United Kingdom. Some of them are branching overseas, but many of them are companies that you haven't actually heard of before, I would suggest. So, what do you do if you haven't heard about them before? Well, you carry on listening to the G3 Radio Show. Let us introduce them to you.
Chrissy from the Vegan Tuckbox.
Okay, now obviously at the Allergy and FreeFrom Show, and mainly it is gluten-free celiac stuff, but also we're sharing this event at London's Olympia with a couple of other shows, the Back Care Show, and also the vegetarian show as well, and you're in the pink carpeted area, which means that you're down for the vegetarian or the vegan show, but also you're doing something for gluten-freeers as well, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. We're a vegan subscription box scheme, so we send out 10 to 12 different vegan products a month in our box. But we've had a lot of demand from people who can't have gluten but are also vegan, and they can find it especially hard to find products, so we just launched a gluten-free box. So it's vegan and gluten-free.
Excellent, that's really good. Okay, well, can you talk me through some of the products then in your vegan box and your gluten-free box? What kind of things do you have?
Every box is different, so it's a surprise.
That's nice. So you can just open it up, you're going to get different products every month.
That's right, yeah. So we try and source unusual products that are different. But we also have an online store. One of our most popular products is a Vigo bar, which is a hazelnut chocolate bar from Germany.
So I'm Alexandra, and my company is Punch Foods, with a really exciting range of on-the-go snack foods, which are called Super Seeds. So everything we make is gluten-free, dairy-free. We're certified vegan and organic by the Organic Food Federation and the Vegan Society. Super Seeds are basically the ideal kind of functional on-the-go snack.
Because they come in these little tubes, don't they? Which is really handy to put into a lunchbox or a handbag.
Yeah. So it's a little bit like handbag nutrition. So there's a lot out there which is a big tub or a little bag, and then we're all fiddling around with hair ties or elastic bands, trying to keep it closed. Seeds in your bag, seeds in your backpack.
Not good.
Not great. So we designed something that was convenient for you. You can even shoot directly from the tube, just shoot it into your mouth, which avoids kind of getting anything into your hands. Sometimes, London transport's dirty when you're travelling.
You know where your hand's been. Yeah, not nice. Don't want to put that anywhere near your mouth, right? So tip it straight into your mouth. And you've got various different varieties here, haven't you?
So that we use superfood flavours. All of our ingredients, like I said, are 100% natural and organic. We don't use any modified starch or stabilisers. We've got interesting. So one of our best sellers is something called Meet Your Maca, which we use maca, which is basically a Peruvian root. It's great for your stamina, your metabolism, boosts your energy. It actually even boosts your libido. So everybody, watch out.
My name's David Amos from Zealandia, UK, and we're over here in the Allergy Free Show presenting some of our Italian-based products.
So Zealandia, so nothing to do with New Zealand or anything like that, but it is Italian, is what you're saying?
No, the parent company is actually Dutch.
As in Zealand, right? Okay.
In Zealand, Holland, and New Zealand is named after Zealand.
Of course, it all links in, doesn't it? Absolutely.
But we also have the company in the UK, and we also have a sister company in Italy. And in Italy, it's got a long established experience of producing gluten-free products, very successful. So what we've come to the show is to demonstrate and show people what we can offer and what's available from Italy, looking to sell it in.
And you may be thinking, hold on, I've never heard of Zealandia. Well, that's because you're quite new over here, and you're doing a bit of a kind of taste test here at the show, aren't you?
Absolutely. This is the first time ever that we've shown the products in the UK, and the response has been just amazing. We've sold out of products on most of the ranges, and it's just been extraordinary for us. So we're new, we're like gluten-free virgins when it comes to the market.
Okay, now, if we look behind, there are some things that kind of, I'd expect to see, some of the little cupcakes or muffin-y kinds of things and so on. But you've got some slightly different things. This one is hidden a little bit. What's in this one? This is the crostina, yeah?
The crostina is a very traditional Italian, we would see it as being a chocolate tart, like a Nutella tart. And we do it both as a large one with lattice work, when you have visitors, or small ones that the kids would take in lunch packs, etc.
Hi there, my name's Rachel Wicklow. I work for Secret Sausages, Vegetables in Disguise.
Okay, now, as I mentioned before in these interviews, the gluten-free part of the show is also sharing its space with the vegetarian part of the show, and there is a bit of a crossover, isn't there?
Oh, I think there definitely is. People who adopt a vegetarian way of life for the betterment of their well-being also recognise that within that there is a real problem with the whole celiac, and gluten-free is an important trend to be able to supply people with products that help them deal with that intolerance.
Well, thanks ever so much for speaking to us today, because it's coming to the end of the third day. You must have been rushed off your feet over the last 3 days.
Oh, it's been crazy. But listen, we came to the show for the first time last year, and it was so clear from the reaction we got from consumers just how much our products were, well received by consumers, and the fact that they're gluten-free. We've now launched a vegan version. They're all low-fat, under 4%, and they're packed full of fresh garden vegetables and rice. It's about bringing people healthier but interesting and great-tasting food. That's important to us.
Now, when I came over, I heard you say to someone who was looking at the range here, have you seen these bad boys?
Yeah, cheeky bad boys.
So you tell me what your cheeky bad boys, what the flavours are.
Well, listen, our cheeky bad boys, you can see they're vegetables in disguise because each one of them's got a wee character looking at you with a disguise on. But we've got 6 flavours in the range. We've got 2 which are Cumberland and Lincolnshire, more traditional herby flavours. Lincolnshire more sage, Cumberland more onion peppery. We've got cheese and spring onion, little nip of spring onion with the cheese. We've got honeybee, which is probably the lightest flavour in the range. Got a little bit of honey infused through. Doesn't taste of honey. Some people go, oh, I don't like honey. It just brings out the sweetness, brings out the flavour of the vegetables. And then we've got rosemary and garlic, which gives you a good, powerful garlic taste with a hint of rosemary, and chilli and coriander, which is our new bad boy on the block with a new vegan recipe.
And we really would urge you to support the companies that you bought from, or that you saw, or that you connected with here at the Allergy and FreeFrom Show. Did I mention it's Europe's largest show of its kind? I did. So if you hear an interview or if you saw them at the show, do connect with them on Twitter or Facebook, and I really would encourage you to buy from them as well. It's these companies, mainly the ones at the grassroots level, who are really innovative, who are bringing some really new, different products and ingredients and tastes to the market. They help keep the whole free-from food experience going and indeed growing.
Hi, my name is Rhys Thomas. I'm the director of the Bakestone Bakery. We produce a handmade Welsh cake.
And I can tell from your accent and your name that you are Welsh, of Welsh derivations. That's fantastic. So you found a bit of a niche in the market.
Yes, we have. Yeah, we're just trying to produce a gluten-free take on the traditional Welsh product, try and bring it to the masses.
And you say a Welsh cake, so explain that to us. I know what it is, but we've got obviously listeners around the world who may be thinking of like a sponge cake or a chocolate cake. It's a little bit different, isn't it?
It looks a little bit like a biscuit. It's pastry-based.
So when you say biscuit, for our American listeners, you're actually talking about like a cookie.
Yeah, like, a bit like a cookie, but slightly softer and lighter.
Yeah.
With a mixed spice and some sultana in there. Sometimes they have mixed fruit. Different parts of Wales have different recipes.
Oh, okay. So how have you come up with your recipe then?
It's an old recipe that's been sent down for me from my grandmother, and we've just slightly altered it then to make it gluten-free.
Okay, so how's it been at the show this past 3 days?
Incredible, actually. We've had a lot of positive reactions. Obviously, a lot of English people don't understand what a Welsh cake is.
That's English people for you, you see. You know, my surname is Stewart, so I'm Scottish, so I'll opt out of that particular, you know. Us Celts have got to stick together.
But we've also sold a lot of Welsh cakes, actually, to the international market as well. A lot of American customers have loved the taste of it and have bought loads.
It is different, isn't it? It's a different kind of taste, and it's really interesting to see that you're doing something a little bit different from a lot of other companies here.
We're just looking for that little niche product. Everyone's doing bread. A lot of people are doing muffins.
So my name's Misa Finney, and I'm part of The Lab Pizza. It's a new and revolutionary company based in Hertfordshire. And what we do is we're providing the healthiest pizza in the UK currently. To people with both celiac and suffering with weight problems.
Okay, so you mentioned a couple of words. You said revolutionary there. Why is it revolutionary?
We have two ranges. We have one range which is gluten-free range and one range which is called wellness range. If we start off with the gluten-free range, it's not just gluten-free like other products out there, but what we've done is we've added prebiotics and probiotics, which basically is healthy bacteria. Now, why we say revolutionary is because this has never been done before in a pizza, and it just naturally stimulates your own digestive system.
Wow, that does sound different, which is why it's the Lab Pizza, presumably.
Absolutely. Like, we concoct all different stuff. We're testing new things all the time, and hopefully just coming out with new ranges, new lines, just to keep it interesting, mix it up a bit.
And you're the man behind it all, are you?
No. I'm just the one here, just selling a little bit. But the main guy in charge is called Martin. And he's in the lab the whole time, literally in the lab the whole time, just doing it.
So, 3 days at the Allergy and FreeFrom Show 2014, 2 programmes, and we spoke to nearly 30 different stall holders over that time. Some fantastic products, some fantastic food, some really different things as well. Thank you so much to them for speaking with us, and to you for listening to us. This is the G3 Radio Show. Listen back to all of our previous shows. We've been going for over a year, and we have hundreds of people every single week who listen to us. And it has to be said that last week's show was the most listened to show in our history. Now, don't forget that all of the people that we've spoken to at the show are going to be heard again in the next few weeks, in the next few months, because their full interviews are going to be as part of our new shows going forward, as I say, into the future. If you are one of those producers, if you are one of those exhibitors that would like to get a bit more promotion, then contact us, because we do adverts, we do promotions, we can do some competitions. You can sponsor the whole of the G3 Radio Show. And if you're a listener and you'd like to get into contact with us, maybe you've written a fantastic blog that you would like us to talk to you about, then get in contact with us. Maybe you've come up with a brand new, unique recipe that you would like to record for us so we can include it in one of our future episodes. Maybe you'd like to comment on something you've heard recently. Maybe you'd like to wave a red flag and say, look at this fantastic article I've seen somebody else write on their blog. Whatever it is, lots of ways for you to get in touch. You can get in touch via gfreeradio@hotmail.com or on Twitter @gfreeradio. And we'd really encourage you,
whenever you listen to the programme, click a like, click a share, so that you can encourage other people to listen as well. And when you see a comment on Twitter promoting one of the episodes or promoting an interview in one of the episodes, favourite it so you can come back to it later, so you can keep it for posterity. But you know what? If it's worth favouriting for you, it's probably worth letting other people know about as well. And we'd really appreciate it if you can retweet those tweets. And if you belong to a support group, some other kind of society, maybe you have a group of friends who are also celiac, wherever you happen to be, we'd really appreciate it if you told them about the G-Free Radio Show. It's really easy to remember, gfreeradio@hotmail.com. On Twitter, we're at gfreeradio. And of course, our website, gfreeradio.com. Thank you so much for the loan of your ears. In next week's programme, we've got a brief review of the show in its entirety. And also we're going to be speaking to the celebrity chef. He calls himself the medicinal chef, which gives you some idea of the kind of flavours that he creates, some of the ingredients that he uses. Dale Pinnock is our guest in next week's episode of the G-Free Radio Show. Goodbye.